Oh, Animal Crossing. Sweet, sweet Animal Crossing. I've always loved it. Saying always might be a little bit misleading. I started the series with New Leaf and then went on to play New Horizons years later, which it's been trodden to death, but that game really did come out at the perfect time. It's like they knew or something. In case you've been living under a rock, Animal Crossing is a social simulation video game series developed and published by Nintendo back in 2001, which eventually led to it becoming one of their flagship series, which then led to Animal Crossing being referenced in Smash Brothers, even getting a villager as a fighter in Smash for the Wii U. That's pretty cool, right? Just by looking at it, there's no real wonder as to why this game is loved as much as it is, but I wouldn't be making this video if people didn't have more to say about it, so here we are. After I did the Monster Hunter video, I decided that I wanted to take a bit more of a casual approach to this video. Kind of works in line with the whole theme of Animal Crossing. Just living life day to day and enjoying yourself and planting flowers and digging up stuff and grabbing shells and fishing and diving and talking to your neighbors and decorating and doing this and that and the other thing. There's a whole lot to talk about here, so what are we waiting for? Let's get right into it.
Here is a true story.
Of 4 friends picked to live in a video game.
And find out what happens when they stop being themselves.
And start being someone else.
Animal Crossing for Nintendo GameCube.
The original Animal Crossing was released on the Nintendo 64 in Japan on April 14th, 2001. It then received a beefed up version for the GameCube, which ended up becoming the version they ported to the US in September of 2002. What kicked off the series was a story about you, the only human being in the universe perhaps, have set out to move into a whole new town without a bell to your name and nowhere to actually move into. It's then that the illustrious Tom Nook offers you a place to stay, on the condition that you agree to work for him at his stores so that you may pay off the immeasurable debt he saddles you with. It's then after you settle into your comfy living space, introduce yourself to the new neighbors and finish your first shift at work, that you're left to your own devices. Each Animal Crossing game more or less runs on the same formula, with New Leaf even appointing you to the position of mayor, letting you be more of a direct influence on the town, ranging from landscaping, ordinances, and so on. Despite the main focus of each game being based around the soul-crushing reality of paying off your debt, every Animal Crossing does offer a variety of fun activities for you to be able to partake in. There's a Critterpedia, which can be filled up with bugs and fish you catch. There's a museum you can donate the aforementioned critters to, along with prized artwork and fossils. You can run errands for neighbors, plant flowers and trees, and if you really want to, you can disrespect your surroundings! So yeah, Animal Crossing really does have a lot on offer for people to sink their teeth into. The thing with paying your debt is that you don't even really have to meet a set time limit. You can pay it off whenever you want. So after you get introduced to the world and are able to free roam and do whatever you want, the world's your oyster. Some people might point to this as a negative, but it's that freedom that is a large part as to why people love the series to begin with. No pressure, no deadlines, you can do things whenever you want. Animal Crossing runs off the internal clock for the system, so you have all the time in the world to accomplish any tasks that you set out to do. Something I'm not as big on with other life sims like Stardew is the way that they rush you throughout the game. It's like you gotta do this, and then you gotta do this at this time, and the store is closed on this day, and if you don't show up on this day, this person's gonna be mad at you. It's just, you can ignore Animal Crossing for like months at a time and not lose anything. There's no fear of missing out. I really appreciate that about the series as somebody who's personally kind of busy. You know, it's funny because as I was doing research for this video, I ended up stumbling upon a very interesting thread on Reddit. I ended up Googling, why do people love Animal Crossing? Kind of hoping to find a thread or something that people had already been sharing their feelings in. And the first result I got was somebody like taking a big shit on the game, just absolutely tearing into it, like how they regretted their purchase, how the game was aimless and pointless, that there was nothing to do, no depth to be had. A lot of people chalked it up to them just not liking the game, and you know what, that's perfectly fair. It's not a series for everybody, but it did get me thinking about some certain things. We'll get back to that later, don't worry, but suffice it to say, Animal Crossing is a series about making your own goals. There is the debt that you have to clear in order to pay off your housing loan, but like I said before, there's no real time constriction on when you're supposed to do that. After you pay off the initial loan, you're free to upgrade your house for extra money if you so choose. You can build up to having a complete house with multiple different rooms, and you can customize it however you want, inside and out. Ultimately, you end up setting your own goals and you decide what it is that you want to do. You're encouraged to slow down and handle things at your own pace. Much like life, a lot of things you do and changes you make may not be easily apparent in the moment, but it's the culmination of continued effort over time that leads to people creating something great. I would say overall that there are two main reasons as to why people like Animal Crossing as much as they do. Those being the sense of community and the sense of self-expression, and those two really do tie into each other. Each game in the series adds more and more features to help players immerse themselves in the experience. Hundreds of different neighbors who can inhabit your town, different locales to visit like cities, shopping centers, islands, etc. Eventually introducing true online functionality in Wild World, which really opened the floodgates for the self-expression and having friends visit your town, your house, meet your neighbors, and everything like that. New Horizons even gave us the ability to be able to terraform our island, which added an extra layer of depth into how we decorate our space. There are hundreds and thousands of towns with their own unique flavors, inspirations, and levels of creativity. And like I said, each installment continues to introduce new mechanics in order to aid in that. Happy Home Designer came as a result of people wishing they had better tools for which to decorate their own homes. New Leaf introduced the Dream Address feature, which allowed you to visit other towns without needing to connect with other people in order to do so. The inclusion of the online connectivity in Animal Crossing has done so much for the series as a whole, and anybody who plays Animal Crossing can vouch for that. As I said earlier in the video, New Horizons really did come out at the best time possible during the beginning of the pandemic back in January of 2020. The game released in March, just 3 months later, and it did a lot to help carry people through those dark times. Playing online with friends around the world and having a game that people could put countless hours into was truly a magical time for players who were new to the series and who had been fans of it since the beginning. Sure, some terrible shit happened down the line that probably could just be ignored, but I would say that people have more fond memories of the series than anything else, and that's a wonderful thing. Though I would be disingenuous if I didn't address the issues that people had with New Horizons. I swear I won't compare every single game I talk about to Pokemon, but both series have a similar issue where certain features will be taken away only to be replaced by others. Some things remain consistent, but throughout a large chunk of New Horizons' lifespan, a lot of fan favorite features were just straight up missing. A lot of seasonal events were rolled out as part of free content updates, which is nice, but the exclusion of fan favorites like Brewster's Cafe until way later on in the game's life cycle, multiple popular NPCs missing, minigames being nixed entirely, the post office, the police station, retail from New Leaf, it's like a lot is inexplicably missing, and it makes the game feel a lot more barren, in my opinion. And that's barely scratching the surface. I would like to think terraforming was probably introduced to compensate for this somewhat. Maybe, I'm not sure. It lends itself to being able to customize your island in more of a hands-on kind of way, but I struggle to say it was really worth it. Though there are roughly 400 plus villagers in New Horizons, only 10 of them can live on your island at any given time, and it doesn't always give you a whole lot to work with, especially as their personalities became a whole lot more bland over the series. Heck, if you look back at Animal Crossing for the GameCube, a lot of the villagers were just straight up jerks, which is really funny. There was a lot more personality and charm though, in a weird way. Though Animal Crossing has never really lost its core identity, I do feel like things have become a lot more bland and safe. However, the player base is, I'd argue, the core of the game now. And I've said it time and time again, the ability to be able to connect with other players and share your creations was such a huge boon. People were able to share their art, their vision, their craft. I said it a minute ago, but like the first part of why people love Animal Crossing is because of the community. The second part of why people love it is because of that level of self-expression. People could borrow inspiration from other islands and towns in order to make theirs better and make themselves feel more at home. It's not just about being expressive though. Studies have shown that playing Animal Crossing has a wealth of benefits for your mental health. In an article for Medium.com written by Ryan Hosseini back in 2023, some research and insight was shared by various different studies involving the benefits of playing Animal Crossing. To start with, being a video game, obviously you have the element of escapism, being able to ignore the real world for a moment and focus on a more idealistic one. Like I said before numerous times, New Horizon really did come out at the perfect time during the start of the pandemic. Lots of people were trapped at home due to lockdowns, unable to meet with friends and family, forced to work remotely from their homes. New Horizons gave a lot of people the escape they so desperately needed, a break from it all, an outlet for creativity and something to be enjoyed from day to day. Being able to enjoy the simple pleasures like fishing, talking to your neighbors, planting flowers, and more, all are features that promote mindfulness, emotional regulation, and stress reduction. They help people feel like they have more control, while in the real world they might otherwise feel powerless. The sense of achievement you get from logging in every day, doing your virtual chores, getting to partake in some relaxing virtual activities served as a good replacement during a time where those things were otherwise harder to achieve. The day and night cycle in game helps build the sense of routine. Shops are open at different times of the day, villagers go to sleep at night. The idea of a healthy routine can help build the sense of control and accomplishment, and further boost one's self-esteem. It gave players something to grasp onto, so to speak. I really want to take a moment to talk about life sims in more detail for just a moment because I feel like it really ties into this. Life sims or life simulators have been on the rise as of late, and by late I mean the past few years really. It seems like just about every year a whole new slew of comfy, cozy games are put out, each taking the formula and trying to turn it on its head. New art styles, new features. What if we made this game but better? What if we made this game but also made it like this game? Again, turning to the internet for a second, I was surprised to find that there are a lot of people who just straight up hate life sims. Just straight up vilify them. And it's more of a matter of taste, really. People will argue that game devs need to stop making these life sims as they're dangerous to the gaming landscape. That game developers aren't making art, they're purely making dopamine replacements to help keep people trapped in the spiral and ignore the real world. While it's a bit of a nuclear take, I wouldn't say that I completely disagree. I'm what you might refer to as being chronically online. I've spent the vast majority of my life on the internet or playing video games. I mean, I'm a VTuber for crying out loud. It really doesn't get any lower than that. Joking aside, is it really any wonder that we turn to screens for comfort? It's a dark world out there. 2020 and beyond really took us for a ride. People needed to find solace, find comfort. Animal Crossing and other games managed to fill that role for a lot of people. The concern comes from just how much of it, if any of it at all, can serve as a replacement for real life. A lot of people argue that it simply can't, and I personally kind of agree. Maybe that's just me. I often think to myself, am I really doing myself a service by gaming as much as I am, spending as much time on screens as I do? A lot of people derive dopamine from video games. The question is it really a healthy practice? Big fear of mine is that when I get older, I'll look back on my life and wish that I did more instead of just being on electronics all day. Spent less time on screens, did things in the real world, met people face to face and forged connections. But that's the thing. People can still do these sorts of things online, and it's more prevalent in this day and age than ever. Though being chronically online all this time, I've been able to make connections with people from all around the world. I've been able to bond with others over shared experiences, shared interests, and I've even gone so far as to meet some of these people in person. Just because I met them online, does that make our friendship any less valid? I'd say not. We've got online games, we got VR chat, we have actual in-person conventions where people can meet each other and share the love for what they're passionate about. The older I get, personally, I want nothing more than to be able to embrace those things that I'm passionate about, even if they're seen as lesser by some people. So enjoy your life sims, enjoy your comfy, cozy games. Though they may be seen as a detriment to some, life sims and other games let us live out our greatest fantasies. They give us an escape from reality that we so desperately need in this day and age. Animal Crossing, in my eyes, does it better than any of the other games out there. But in my mind, it's all about balance. Taking the time to escape the pressures of the real world is all well and good, but learning to be active, be a participant in the real world, is something that I feel is very, very important. And I'm not even talking about work or volunteering. Like with Animal Crossing, real life is meant to be taken one step at a time. And like in Animal Crossing, though your efforts may not feel like much in the moment, they all equal something greater. Maybe your idea for your island or even your life changes. Maybe you want to do more or do less, and that's okay. Nobody can tell us how to live our lives. That's all up to us. All I know is that no matter what, people love these games for the comfort they provide. And who are we to deny them of that? Hey everybody, it's Ume. I've been sitting on this one for a good long while, so I'm happy to finally have it out for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to have more videos on the way soon. Again, I stream on Twitch, and I've also been streaming on YouTube as well, so if you want to go check that out, that would be awesome. We have a Discord, we have everything like that. Definitely go check that out. I hope you enjoyed the video again, and yeah, I love you.